So this was an upper 90s signal running in low conductors. It's right there. Do you see that tip right there? Do we have silver on our hands? I think we do. Well, this was just a really solid tone, 5 bars down in the low 40s, and I am showing it to you before I get it out because, as you can see, there are stones in it. Look at that. Nice. That's an old piece, all right. Yeah, that'll look good cleaned up. It's like a bow tie or something. All right, I want to be careful because I don't want to lose the stones out of that. That's heavy. I would guess it's made out of some sort of an older brass, cast iron, something like that. Wow, happy to have it. Let's keep going. Well, this was ringing up in the low 30s, and I think I got my first silver for the day here with the Manticore. I think it's going to be a war nickel. Look at that. Sure enough. All right. See if we can get a little spray on it and get you a date off of that. Oh, come on. It's just wanting to get dirtier and dirtier. Yeah. There we go. There's a date for you. Of course, it's a small date range, but that's the last of the silvers. 1945, 35% silver, war nickel. Let's keep going. Well, this one was coming in 5 bars deep and in the mid-20s, and it looks like it's going to be a good one. Oh man, look at that. Nice. We'll take one of those every day of the week. A vintage button of some sort. You don't really call that a button. What do you call that? It's not a cufflink. What is it? You tell me. Well, I don't want to make more of it than what it is. It was ringing up in the 40s and the 90s, and it's deeper and looks different than your typical twisted metal that you pull out of the ground. I don't see any decorative on it or not, but I'll have to get it home and get it cleaned up. If I think it's anything more than the typical twisted metal, I'll let you know. Well, this was sitting in the mid-40s, and I'm showing it to you just because it was such a weird hole. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4 lead balls. I wonder if those are fishing weights, because there is a fishing sinker in there, and what hole isn't complete without a screw? Let's keep going. Well, I think this one is going to be an old nickel, and I'm going to have to reevaluate because it was in the low 30s ringing up, and it's going to be a buff. Nice. Let's get zoomed in and see if we can get a date on this baby. Oh yeah, there you go, 1936 Buffalo nickel. All right, gotta love it. All right, this was ringing up in the low to mid-20s, and as you can see, it's just a little dinky portion of what was probably a Tootsie car back in the day. But just an example of the Manticore. That was a very clear signal, all of 9 inches deep. All right, let's keep going. Well, this was ringing up in the 90s, 5 bars deep. I was really hoping it was going to be silver. I kid you not, I have been over this ground 25, 30, 35, 40 times with the Equinox 600 because this is one of my favorite honey holes, and I just brought the Manticore out here to see what it would do. And I've noticed that it does hit deep weedies with a silver tone. This does not look like an older one. This one is in the 40s. I don't know how in the world it got so deep, except I'm at the bottom of a hill where there would have been a lot of drain off. So there you can see it. I think, what is that, 49p? 47p. All right, let's keep going. Well, I think we're going to have a weedy spill right here. It came from that hole right there. And with the Manticore, I could tell that there were two different signals underneath the plug here. I had to first dig a 1718, which was a piece of can slaw, so that this would come in better. Now let's see what I've got here. There's the first one. All right. Can't see a date on that. Come on. Got something now. 1940. And here is the second one. All right. See if we can get you a date with that, just with the finger. 1942S. That makes sense. Let me check the hole. If there's anything more, I'll bring you back in. Yep, here's a third one, 6 inches up the hill from the previous two, and in between this one and the other two was the piece of can slaw. So let me get you zoomed in. We'll get a date on that one. It's going to be another 40, and guess what? I had a 40 and a 42. This one's going to be a 41S. Certainly makes sense. Let's keep going. Well, here's weedy number 4 out of that spill. And let's see if I can get you a date for this one. I've had a 40 and a 42 in the one hole, a 41 in the other hole, and this one is going to be, wouldn't it be funny if this were a 43? Come on now, what are you? Ah, can't tell. There we go. I think we're going to tell now. 40. Can you see it? Ah, 43, 44. Let me put this away. All right, not a 43, not a 44, but a 47D. And I'm going to close this plug just briefly to show you what was going on. Okay, let me pull this out. Can slaw, 40, 42. 41, 47. And I have been over this ground and over this ground with Equinox 600. Let's keep going. Well, this one was ringing up in the 90s. I was hoping it was silver. That is not an arrow tip, is it? This was a middle school 80, 100 years ago. I do believe it's now an elementary. Maybe they had archery back in the day. Unless you think it's something else, that's the only thing I can think it to be, but that just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I'm not sure. That part looks plastic, that part looks metal. Working a 1920s elementary school, and I have a feeling that this one is going to be a wheat penny. It was ringing up in the 60s. I don't know what all of that green crud is on there. Sometimes they come out looking like this. Let me get it cleaned up and get you a better look at it. Yeah, she's definitely a wheat penny, and it looks like it's going to be a 1940D. I don't know what that is. I wonder if some kid maybe hit it with a pellet gun at some point. Got some damage there. All right, let's keep going. Well, this was a 1920 on the Equinox, and she popped out looking just like that. Looks a little bit older. Looks like it's got some age to it. Oh. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm losing pieces here, but that's what it looks like. Yeah. Whoops. Lost that little bead there, so I'll save that little bead. And we'll keep going. I don't think this is going to be a keeper. You know. But it does look vintage. Well, I'm running in low conductors today on my Manticore. And this was a 7980. And guess what? I think I have silver in the hole. Do you see that right there? Let's pop it together. Oh, guess what? It's going to be a silver ring. Nice. All right. Yeah, a nice little silver ring right there. We'll take that. Yeah. Just a narrow little silver band, but hey, a ring is a ring is a ring. And it's silver in the hole. Here at Dirt Life Detecting, gotta love it. Well, this was 5 bars deep on the Manticore, and probably because I'm using low conductors, it was bringing up a 98, 99. Very, very wispy tone. It's absolutely gotta be. Yeah, it's a wheat penny. Let's see if we can get a year off of that for you. All right, I know, my skills are terrible here. And I've got my sunglasses on. And I can't see a date, but it might say 45. Yep, that's what we're going with, Knight. 45 or 55? I'm going with 45 on that. Till I get it home and have it checked out. Let's keep going. This was a faint tone in the low mid 80s. That baby was 15, 16 inches deep. Thank you, Manticore. What is that? That's not a doorknob, right? Got that hole in the center, so it's somewhat hollow in the center. What do you think it is? Put a comment in the section below. Please help me figure it out. I just dug an odd mid-30s tone, and of course you're always hoping for gold, but this wasn't gold. It was actually a coin spill. You can see that nickel and that penny were right up against each other, and I wouldn't normally show a coin spill, but that is a 1941 wheat penny spilled with a 1992 nickel, so go figure. Well, this was a real wispy signal in the mid-20s. I was hoping for a nickel. I don't know what it is. Looks like it's silver-plated copper, possibly. You know, it would help if I got it in the picture. That's it right there. Any ideas? Put it in the comments below. I'll try and get you a picture of it as well. Well, this was an upper 90s signal running in low conductors. It's right there. Do you see that tip right there? Do we have silver on our hands? I think we do. I think we do. Oh yeah. Oh, nice. Guess what? Not only is it silver, I think you saw the date with me. It's going to be a Barber dime. It's going to be a Barber. There we go. Nice. Nice. 1907, is that what I'm seeing on there? Gotta be. Gotta be. Yes, silver in the hole. Nice. Here at Dirt Life Detecting, what do we say? Gotta love it.